let's talk now. Let's talk a little bit. I'm going to just go off the list here to go to Roland. Roland, people want to hear. David just did a video on LeBron yesterday, but I really want you to talk about Kobe because let's throw him some love and then let David talk about Kobe Bryant and how influential he was for the game. Because what's your opinion of if you were to line up a Irvin Magic Johnson and a Kobe Bryant? What's your take on the two guys? You probably know them both very, very well, writing books about them. What's your take on that?
Well, Irvin came to the NBA at a young age, and he accomplished what he wanted. He was bumping up on 20, but Kobe really came along when he was almost the first boy in the NBA. He turned 18 that August, but he had a rough time, and I spent time with Kobe during those first, I guess, 7 years a lot. I'd call him in his room, and he had not played college ball, and he was not ready for all these men who really couldn't handle his athleticism. He put tremendous pressure on all these veteran Lakers in practice, but he was a ball chaser. He was doing all these kinds of things that drove people crazy. And Phil Jackson eventually got a hold of him in Tex Winter, and they were really working to try to change Kobe. And even before that, with Del Harris and then Kurt Rambis, and Kobe would just tell me, they're trying to change me. They're trying to break me. I'm not going to let them break me. He said, I'm going to get where I want to go, which was to be the greatest. And I don't know how I'm going to get there, but I'm going to get there. And of course, his answer was to work insanely hard every step of his career. Jerry West told me when Kobe was in there, he said he doesn't even date. He's so focused on basketball. And I just have to do this. I had to speak to a student group, and I said, uh, if we were all Kobe Bryant, we'd be building condos on the moon about now. But I said, I had one of the students in the audience worked at a grocery store. I said, imagine you go in the grocery store tomorrow and you tell all the older workers in the grocery store you want them to stay after to practice doing stocking the shelves and running the cash registers, and that you're telling them that in 3 years you're going to not just be head of the grocery store, you're going to be head of the grocery store chain. What would those older workers think you? And I said, that was Kobe Bryant.
David?
Well, I mean, I never saw him play in person. I never interviewed him, but I've was an unbelievable fan of his and how he got traded. I think it was for Vlade Divac, how he ended up with the Lakers. I know just a few things that I'll bullet point that really hit home with me with him. There was an interview on NBC when Charles Barkley interviewed Kareem and Irvin, and he asked the question to both of them. Well, I'm sure that you guys have, worked with Kobe and had a steak dinner with him. Kareem goes, he's never came up to one of us ever and asked us anything. And Charles Barkley goes, you're kidding. And Irvin goes, no, he's never asked us for any help or anything. And that really told me he was a second generation NBA player. He could speak fluid languages, like different languages. He was very, very, very driven, very smart. I read, at Lower Merion, I read about him, how he was in high school, and Roland would know better than anyone because of the conversations he had with him. That was exactly, I would believe it. No one was going to break him because he knew what he had to do after years. And I just remember one time in an all-star game that that Michael Jordan was talking about him. They didn't know him yet. And it was pretty unbelievable. And really, at his funeral, when Shaq got up and spoke and Michael got up and spoke, I've watched each one of those now at least 20 to 25 times. And if you watch those intently like I do, that'll tell you. Now, don't get me wrong. He had a problem in Eagle, Colorado. No getting around it. But as far as basketball and a family guy, after that episode, which was poor, that might have really hit the tables on him too.
I couldn't agree with you more on all of that. Tex Winter, the assistant coach, I introduced him to Kobe. He was the triangle coach at the Bulls, as we all know.
Yeah.
But Kobe, it just so happened in '99 when the Lakers were getting our butts kicked in the playoffs, I was rebounding some free throws for Kobe in the Forum, and out of the blue, everybody else was gone from practice. Jerry West was sitting courtside. It was me and Kobe. And Kobe, he was practicing missing free throws, like at the end of a game when you're down to free throw.
Hold that thought, Roland. Hold that thought, because we got to go to break here. I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off here. Three guys talking sports. You can see how this goes. We get going on this stuff, and it is crazy. Come back for the last segment of the show, because we're going to finish the thread talking about Kobe. Then we're going to talk about Michael Jordan. You're listening to the Tom Mann Show. Holy smokes, that was amazing, and it's going to become better and better. Three guys talking sports. David MadDog DeMarco, Roland Lazenby. You got to get the Magic book. It's fantastic. Please do that. It's a great read, and it's great for Lansing, Michigan. And with that, I want to say I'm Papa Tom, and I got to go because we got things to do. Until next time, please subscribe, like, do all those good things. I appreciate all of you so much. You have no idea. And thank you for doing what you do. And please support our sponsors. We got Craig at Ameriprise, we got Jamie White at White Law, and we got Brock Fletcher at the Selling Team. Please help our sponsors, because that's how we stay on the air. Thank you so much. Again, I'm Papa Tom. Peace out. Love you all.